slams parents over mistake that doesn't prepare kids for reality. Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Parenting expert Jo Frost, known as Supernanny, has shared some advice on social media about how to prepare children for the harsh realities of real life. Sign up to free email alerts from Manchester Evening News Men Daily News, the biggest stories, sent 3 times a day. Parents play a crucial role in preparing children for the real world by teaching life skills, building resilience, and offering guidance, helping them face challenges with confidence and achieve future independence. But the renowned childcare expert, known for tackling some of Britain's wildest youngsters and their tantrums, believes there is a mistake that a lot of mums and dads are making. Kids to feel disappointed. They don't want their kids to feel what it feels like to lose. Actually, there's so much to learn from that. She went on to say, when you make everything better out the way and make it easier for your child, you actually don't make it easier for them. It's not preparing them for the real world. There are obstacles in the real world. Jo continued, stressing the value of coping with setbacks, adding, there are hurdles and being able to adapt and understand that there are going to be moments when you are going to be disappointed and things are not going to go your way. I think it's an important lesson to teach our children. But again, if we just keep smoothing over, trying to take away what they need to feel, then we do hindrance. I think rather than making it better for them to be able to sit with that uncomfortable feeling and to help them with coping mechanisms to push through that adversity. Children need to be able to do that. However, the video has sparked debate among Instagram users, with opinions split. Speaking about her grandson, one responder confessed, I want him to be a child, with joy and no worries yet. I don't sugarcoat him, but I am letting him be a child. It's the society that is f'd up, that we have or feel the need to prepare our small children and harshen them before they meet it. Supernanny Jo Frost reveals where naughty step idea came from and insists it still works wonders for aggressive kids. She insisted her hack doesn't involve the child being humiliated. It became a vital parenting hack for mums and dads around the world. And now Supernanny Jo Frost has revealed how she came up with her famous naughty step concept and why it still works to this day. The technique involved putting a child on the bottom step of the stairs for a certain amount of time, and was said to allow them to think about their actions. And the pair, both of whom are dads, asked Jo where the idea came from, and whether she'd still recommend it. My version of a timeout is modified from what we know back in the, she said. Putting a child in the corner, asking them to turn their face into the corner. Humiliation. Children were not seen, weren't heard. There was no emotional intelligence. The connection there with parent and child. I'm the parent. I'm in charge. I'm in control. Very authoritarian. But she came up with the idea of the naughty step where a child is placed on a bottom step for a set amount of time as a modification of the. There was no turning to the wall and no isolating the child, with the naughty step, she said. The child was very present in the room or just adjacent there so they could see the rest of the family. And there were very specific steps that created a boundary. And that boundary is most important to create better relationships. Which basically is a timeout. My version specifically with the steps is to create a space, a healthy boundary when unacceptable behavior is being given to a parent or a sibling or anyone else, she added. And that space creates a moment to diffuse this heated aggression. People were quick to comment on the podcast interview, with one writing, my mum watched Supernanny when I was a kid and used the same techniques when I was younger. And trust me, it works so great because I use it with my kid. Guess what? My kid is a well-mannered, well-respected child thanks to Jo Supernanny. The naughty step worked for my children, another added. They would sit there on their own accord. I asked them why they were on the step and they would say thinking. This was after it was established. It gave me time to think too. I used her method starting when my kids were both 18 months, a third commented. It works. It really does. My kids are respectful and well-behaved because of consistency, boundaries, and a big cuddle afterwards. We were always made to go and sit on the stairs, worked for us, someone else revealed. However, others said that they weren't a step technique. Doesn't work for neurodiverse children and is incredibly damaging, one insisted. Supernanny Jo Frost warns of common parenting mistake that stresses kids out, making them unruly, naughty, and exhausted. Plus the different types of parenting techniques explained. Jo urged her followers against overscheduling with their kids and instead stressed promoting free time for them to potter and play. She believes that throwing your kids into activities could be a sign you're actually avoiding quality time. She said, "Many of you schedule because you find it hard to be with your children. But they are stressed out because it's too much, resulting in unruly behavior and..." As a result, to combat this problem, Jo recommends allowing time for spontaneity, which gives kids the chance to be creative, enjoy their parents' company, and even be bored from time to time. And in the long run, this may make them feel a lot less exhausted. Not only this, but Supernanny also explained, reset the button. Just because you'd said something, doesn't mean you can't change your mind. Supernanny Jo Frost claims electric toothbrushes are disabling our children. Toothbrushing helps children build manual dexterity, requiring precision, control, and the ability to perform specific movements smoothly. The jury's out on whether that means you need to use a manual brush. Some say electric options can make learning this essential task more fun while offering equal, if not better, plaque removal, but others claim the different technique may stop them developing the motor skills to brush properly on their own. Commenters also queried whether skateboards were relevant in Jo's post, including at Sarah Kalla, who said, "Skateboards shouldn't be in there. It's a tough sport/hobby where all muscles are needed. And not to mention a great social community." However, it seems Jo was specifically referring to the electric versions of bikes, scooters, and skateboards, to which Pitjad chimed in, "I do think electric scooters both have high risk of severe accidents and take away important physical exercise from kids." Whether or not you agree with the specifics of the parenting guru's statement, research does back up the theory that ultimately, as painful as it is, as parents we are responsible for creating our children's environment and what they spend their time on. And gadgets have a huge impact on how bored our children are, or aren't if on a screen, and therefore how much they play and get outdoors. When it comes to giving children gadgets or screens, an uncomfortable question but a very powerful question to ask yourself is why? Is it because they need the screen time? Or is it because it's making life easier for us? Sometimes, by making life easier in the short term, actually we are taking away critical social and emotional skills that they need to grow and learn. Offering an alternative opinion under Jo's post, @Playful Wonders wrote, "If some gadgets can make tasks quicker and easier, giving us more time to focus on what truly matters, is that such a bad thing, as long as there's balance?" Finding a middle ground that incorporates technology responsibly while fostering resilience, self-reliance, and physical activity is the real challenge. But with the world's increasing pressure and relentless demands, I don't think tech is going away anytime soon, so maybe we should embrace it and focus on its positive potential. Lucy Shrimpton, baby show parenting expert and founder of. For example, if you're going to use an electric scooter or bike, ask yourself, what else can you do that's also going to move your child's body and increase muscle tone and take care of their health and fitness, she explains. Think it's about making sure we parent through a lens of maintaining a healthy use of our brains and bodies whilst embracing how we can use technology to enhance and assist that. Get Ready With Me, GRWM, is a social media trend that involves posting videos or photos of the process of getting ready for an event or activity. Some kids have filmed themselves getting ready for school, the expert explained. Jo, who's left outraged by the trend, has since issued a warning and urged parents regain control and enjoy the mornings as a bonding time instead. "Look, you've got to take responsibility." The guru told her 518K followers, "I'm tired of hearing when anybody speaks the truth they are shaming. This is not shaming, this is you can do so much better for your children and you must. You must. Self-proclaimed Supernanny Jo Frost has recently released a book, in which she explains how to keep toddlers from running and ruining the lives of parents, and basic instructional advice about how to avoid complete meltdowns in public. Advising on how to discipline children when you don't have children at all is sort of like me giving my teen son a few pointers on